the prime of some of these players with, you know, the way you approach the game and the way you do things. If they had, you know, a different guy at the helm and played a more, I don't even want to say structured, but just kind of more regimented style.
More standard, yeah.
Could they be like much better? Could they be a better team? I think they could.
But, I mean, nonetheless, are they the better team today? We look in the other corner, 9Z standing there, standing tall, ready to get into the ring.
I think they are, definitely.
They have to be. The only thing that's kind of going for them is the South American, you know, matchup, right? They're always like unpredictable, like every other same region matchups, right? You know, it's you cannot always say like, yeah, this is going to be 100% one team or another, right?
Of course.
It's going to be always something spicy there because they know each other and it's a different vibe. But overall, you have to look at, you know, that the FURIA has to be like a big favorite, right?
Has to be, right?
Just has to be looked, especially because of that run in Dallas, and they are getting ready for the Cologne, and they want to use this, you know, to do well and maybe even win this, right? And then, you know, go 100% full confidence into the next line.
We've been saying it for a long time, but recently we got some examples as well, like Cloud9 in Dallas, right? Like you could see it, you could feel it. You were there, Trace, as well. Like that series against FaZe, after they won that,
they were alive.
It's like they flipped a switch, right? Like and it became a different. It became the team that we were used to seeing online, right, with the Gambit in 2021, and. You know, so for a team like FURIA, that could again be all they need, right? Like we thought maybe the win against G2 in the playoffs there could be that, but it didn't really turn out to be. So here, if they have a deep run, it doesn't matter. They don't need to win this tournament, but if they beat a couple of good teams in best of threes in playoffs or something along those lines, let's say they beat a Cloud9 or they beat a FaZe in the playoffs, that could be, you know, the confidence boost they need to really unlock that next level.
It's a spark, especially for this Cloud9 team like we saw in Dallas. That was something that came from maybe even a long overdue a series of applause for that team, rather. And it was pretty magical. He's exactly right. For this side of things, do we feel it's applicable?
I don't know, but I do think that, like, in case the other side of the coin, right, if they don't do well on this event, right, and they go to Cologne and they don't do well there, something has to happen.
Something
right?
has to change.
It's going to be a player break. It's going to be a long month of thinking and deciding. You know, Gary is a guy who, you know, I don't think he's afraid of making changes, right? They proved it before. They kept bringing, you know, different players, trying different things. They had Henny, they had Junior, they had, you know, Honda, or what was his name? I think it was Honda. Yeah.
Accelera.
And then, you know, they are not afraid to change things up. It's just they're looking into like most important changes as the IGL, right? Maybe that can be, you know, if they don't manage to do well in the rest of the season. So
we know about KSCERATO for the most part, but in large part, DGT. What are we looking at there? Well,
I think you could see from the stats, right? He's neck and neck with KSCERATO. Obviously, you know, the lower level of opposition that he's facing, but one of the definitely star players on that team. And, you know, 9Z lost a couple of players, basically to 0-0 Nation, the Opera, right? And also Bit, the coach of MIBR, was actually playing for this team until, I don't know, February or March this year.
Yeah, it's